everybody, this is Pat Mesiti live at 5 Wednesday afternoon. Before I get into today's discussion and show you a very disturbing news clip, I want to just encourage you, 7 o'clock tonight, we need to take our finances, our economy, our nation, our livelihoods back. And at 7 p.m. tonight, I am hosting a very special global summit online featuring the great Mark Victor Hansen. His insight into the economy and what's happening and what's about to happen will blow you away. Please register and get on board. I'm going to give you some practical tools on how you can pivot and change and create your own economy in this current climate. Let me move on to a disturbing subject. Right now, all over social media, individuals are being very vocal about the problem of pedophilia and pedophile rings. Sadly, the mainstream media are not reporting some of the findings. Just, I think it was last month in America, a major pedophile ring was busted. Nothing on the mainstream media. Well, it wasn't until weeks after that they did say something finally. But right here in Australia, the Australian Federal Police, and I want to play you this clip put out by the ABC, which finally won. The ABC finally did something right about a pedophile ring just on the northern New South Wales border that's linked to at least 14 rings in this country. I want you to listen to this, and I want your heart to be moved. And then I want to ask some serious questions and how we can protect our children. Jonathan, let's run that news clip.
Police have a message for parents.
Please do not walk away from your television. Please do not turn the volume down. Please turn the volume up. We need you to listen. We need you to be vigilant.
The latest arrests yesterday, 2 men in Kendall, northern New South Wales.
Investigators have followed a trail of crumbs from offender to offender.
21-year-old Stephen Garrard and 26-year-old Timothy Doyle alleged to have abused boys aged between 4 and 7 years old.
We will allege in court that both men, aged at just 21 and 26, sexually abused at least 8 young children since 2018.
Police will allege they traded images of horrendous abuse with others in their secret network.
They made recordings of these alleged crimes to share with others and accessed other abhorrent content online.
Operation Arkstone began in February after a tip-off from the United States. So far, 7 alleged abusers have been arrested in New South Wales, 1 in Western Australia and 1 in Queensland. Between them, 40 charges have been laid over child abuse and exploitation.
Some of the most horrific cases of child sexual abuse against children in Australia.
Parents unaware.
At least 14 children have been removed from harmful situations.
It's understood the men met on the so-called dark web, part of the internet that's used by criminals for nefarious transactions. They allegedly began communicating and sharing child abuse images in encrypted messages.
There could be more, and we believe that there are.
Kendall, the scene of yesterday's arrests, is the same town where toddler William Tyrrell disappeared in 2014. The 2 men lived there at the time, but there's no indication they are suspects. The AFP has a warning to offenders.
We are coming. We are coming after you.
Even in the darkest corners of the web. George Roberts, ABC News.
Now, here's my number one concern. Where is Channel 7, Channel 9 and Channel 10? Are they too busy pushing the Palaszczuk and Dan Andrews agenda that they've forgotten about right and wrong, good and evil? You see, the job of the media, back in the day when Brian Henderson was around, that shows you my age, was to reflect the news, not comment, not sway it, not give their little say like The Project, which, by the way, where's The Project on this one? We now have an epidemic or pandemic, a global assault on children, pedophile rings running rampant, kids being groomed online, offline, kids being groomed under the cover of COVID, and the media are silent. For the life of me, I don't understand why. Where are our government officials and where is their outcry? Where are our Christian leaders and their outcry? From what I see on my social media, and believe me, I'm linked to a lot, I probably hear about one or two voices at the most from my own preaching colleagues. This is not a Labor or Liberal. I keep saying it over and over again. Our society is moving closer and closer to this. Right, wrong, good, evil, black, white. This is black. When the media suppress a story like this, when the media suppresses stories of kids being beaten up on railway stations simply because they're white by a bunch of thugs in Melbourne, when the media suppress a story of a policeman being shot at point blank after months and months of the Democrats saying the police evil, bang, cop gets shot, point blank range. Not a word. Not a word. The slaughter of the innocents is becoming a daily occurrence. Along with it is the slaughter of truth. When truth goes missing, justice goes out the door, and so does civil law. When we don't protect our children, we end up reaping a harvest of complete lawlessness. When I look at what's been happening in the United States with these Black Lives Matter or Black Lives Matter movement, what's happening in Portland and parts of LA and other places, I cannot understand for the life of me how anyone can support that. This is no longer about George Floyd, and it never was about George Floyd. One of my friends that I know was over at the White House when President Trump accepted his nomination. He was harassed by people on the street, abused verbally. When he went to check out the next day, these very same people checked out of the same swanky hotel, which was not cheap, I might add. The political agendas, the political hiding, the media's selective display or showing of what is truth is reeking. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm very grateful for the likes of Paul Murray, very grateful for the likes of Alan Jones, the Outsiders, and all these guys. But where's the rest of the vocal media? It takes people like me. It takes guys on social media who now our followings are growing and growing and growing by the thousands. Change will either happen by revolution or revival. And I'm not talking about spiritual revival, although that's very important. I'm talking about people's awakening. The woke are asleep and people are starting to awaken what's really going on. I want to encourage you to spread this video and this today. If we don't protect our children, if we don't force laws to put these scumbags away for life, when you do stuff like this, you gave yourself permission to be locked up for life. Oh, but shouldn't we rehabilitate them? Rehabilitate them in jail. No problem. What is happening now, under the cover of COVID, criminals are being set free and good people are being locked up. Am I missing something here? They now have the black web. Where are all these people that control the black web? Why don't they shut it down? How is it you can trace a person on this thing, whether they got COVID, but you can't trace a pedophile? You can't trace a pedophile ring? You can't shut down some of these disgusting sites? And by the way, where are the women's movement protesting these things? The lefty women's movement, where are they? Hey, I'm no moral policeman here. I'm batting here to protect our children. What people do in their own problems is really none of my business. But when it comes to children, we've got to put a line in the sand. This evil must stop. This demonic entity that has been around for thousands of years, since before even the time of Christ. I said it before and I'll say it again. Demons don't get old. Demonic spirits do not grow old. They just reinvent themselves and become more modernized. There is no difference. I want everyone that's within the sound of my voice to spread this video. Please share these videos. Get people on board. Share them. Don't just listen and put up a post. Sometimes it's frustrating for me. I see people put up, yeah, that's great. Share it. Get it out there. The only way we're going to change our nation, win back our freedoms, get our children rescued, is for us to share. Don't expect the media to do it. Turn up on voting day. Turn up and man those boos here in Queensland. Show up in droves. Call your local MP, whether it's, I've got good friends in the Liberal Party, whatever. Get out there. Get out there and support anything but this Labor movement. And certainly don't vote for the fascists of the Greens. Get out there. Offer help. Listen, the more manpower we've got out there, places like Cairns and Townsville and up certain areas of Queensland, let's get out there. Some of you that are listening to my business friends, get out there. Call up your local, give them an hour or two. I'm certainly going to be doing it. It's time now to make a stand. If we lose this one, we're going to be stuck with these same evil entities for years to come. This is Pat Mesiti. Press like, press share, get out there, call your local MP, support them, man those boos, and let's see some justice in our state and in our nation. You have a prosperous life.